have not been convicted of DUI. Why is my license suspended? Refusal edition. If you've been arrested for a DUI and there is a refusal, I'm not saying I agree there's a refusal. I'm just saying the officer signed on the dotted line that you refused the chemical test. We can fight that later. But if you've been arrested for a DUI with a refusal, your license is going to be just messed up. There's no better way to say it. I can take care of it, but it's messed up. If a person has no prior DUIs, and then there's a DUI arrest with refusal, then the refusal suspension, it's an administrative suspension by the BMV, is for 1 year. And then on top of that, the maximum suspension for a DUI is 1 year. So if somebody calls me with a DUI arrest, I know in my head, if that person has a refusal and a DUI, they really are dealing with a 2-year license suspension. 1 for the refusal and up to 1 year for the actual DUI. If somebody calls me with a DUI arrest with a refusal and they have at least 1 prior, I know talking with that person before anything else that they actually have a 3-year license suspension. 2 years for the refusal and then minimum 1 year for the DUI suspension. And those are on top of each other. It gets complicated really fast. What I just said isn't rocket science, but there are ways to deal with the refusals, and then different courts in Indiana deal with refusals differently. There are a minority few judges that will allow a person to drive on a refusal if they have a device installed on their vehicle. However, most judges, the overwhelming majority, say no. And then refusals do not qualify for the specialized driving privileges that Indiana enacted in 2014, which is, honest to goodness, an amazing thing. People accused of drunk driving in this state. There is a way to get rid of the refusal suspension upon conclusion of the case if we can show that getting rid of the refusal suspension is in the best interest of society. That standard is completely open. There's no case law on this. It's up to the individual judge what they determine. And they don't care that it's hard for you. I can't get to work. I haven't promised paying my bills. They don't care. The reality is, I can't get to work. I can't feed my children.
I can't get to work. My business is suffering. So it's not about the actual person dealing with the DUI. It's the society going to get worse off if that person can't drive. It's hard. And then some judges don't care. I've seen it. Some judges will listen and they will actually possibly restore a person's driver's license. But there's still the DUI suspension to deal with. There's so many moving parts with DUIs. If you have a DUI with refusal, license is just, for lack of a better word, messed up. And it stinks. I know that. But there's always hope. And we deal with lots of DUIs in the courts we're regularly in front of. We kind of know what judges are going to do with those refusal suspensions. I will tell you this, there is a huge benefit to doing things earlier and as soon as possible and not at the last minute, especially with refusals, because the things you do earlier in time look more genuine than the things you do at the last minute. DUIs and refusals are hard, but if you're dealing with a DUI and refusal, give us a call, 317-632-3642. We deal with DUI refusals every single day of the week, and I know we can help you. And most importantly, remember to always plead the fifth.